Welcome back to the channel. Listen, man, we in incognito mode. We got the shades on for this one because we in here undercover and we looking at some shit that we probably shouldn't be looking at. But either way, man, this Reddit post is going crazy, making its rounds on the internet because somebody who is claiming to be an engineer behind the scenes has released a bunch of information on a popular food servicing delivery app. Now, let's not specify who the app is they're talking about. I'm sure that we all got things that we can vent about just by reading this post. I know it's a bunch of y'all out there who says, I ain't feeling this food delivery app, but let's look at this real quick and let's see what this person had to say. So it goes on to say, I'm posting this from a library Wi-Fi on a burner laptop because I'm technically under a massive NDA. I don't care anymore. Hey man, I put my 2 weeks yesterday and honestly, I hope they sue me. I've been sitting on this for about 8 months just watching the code getting pushed to production and I can't sleep at night knowing I helped build this machine. You guys always suspect the algorithm are rigged against you, but the reality is actually so much more depressing than the conspiracy theory. I'm a back-end engineer. I sit in the weekly sprint planning meetings where product managers discuss how to squeeze another 0.4% margin out of human assets. Human assets is crazy. Human assets is wild. And it goes on to say that's literally what they call drivers in the database schemas. They talk about these people like they are a resource node in a video game, not fathers or mothers trying to pay rent. First off, the priority delivery is a total scam. So this is where they talk about priority delivery. Ever gotten, food delivered to your house, they upsell you on that, priority delivery. If you do priority delivery, you get your shit faster because we know how we are. We want our shit fast. It's all about convenience. Convenience is the sell here, right? Let's continue. It says it was pitched to us as a psychological value add. Like I said in the title, pay that extra $2.99. It changes a Boolean flag in the order, Jason, but the dispatch logic literally ignores it. It does nothing to speed you up. We actually ran an A/B test last year where we didn't speed up the priority orders. We just purposefully delayed non-priority orders by 5 to 10 minutes to make the priority ones feel faster by comparison. Management loved the results. We generated millions in pure profit just by making the standard service worse, not by making the premium service better. I think this is something that everybody can kind of understand. This is not something that's far-fetched. I mean, even past this delivery service, what we know of is that you can do this just by making the regular service worse than what the priority service would be. Like, all you got to do is make that priority service the actual service that you would have been giving them anyway. That way, they're more inclined to use the priority service, and at the same time, you're not doing anything different to the service. It's just regular service. Listen, man, I went on a rant. I'm going to post that video. It's going to be in the members section. I went on a rant about this. These businesses don't give a shit about you, man. And even if this isn't true, this is a good look into the practices because this shit right here, this is not far-fetched. Now, it goes on to say, but the thing that actually makes me sick and the main reason I'm quitting is the desperation score. This is crazy. We have a hidden metric for drivers that tracks how desperate they are for cash based on their acceptance behavior. So this is targeting the drivers. If a driver usually logs on at 10 p.m. and accepts every garbage $3 order instantly without hesitation, the algo tags them as high desperation. Wow. Once they are tagged, the system then deliberately stops showing them high-paying orders. Yo, that is wild. If that is true, that is wild. The logic is, why pay this guy $15 for a run when we know he's desperate enough to do it for $6? We saved the good tips for the casual drivers to hook them in and gamify their experience. That shit does turn into like a little game. While the full-timers get grinded into dust. Then there's the benefit fee. You probably seen that $1.50 regulatory response fee or the driver benefit fee that appear on your bill after the recent labor laws passed. The wording is designed to make you feel like you're helping the worker. When it comes to like these food delivery services, nothing gets me more upset than me feeling like I'm paying the company all of this money and the person that's actually delivering my shit isn't getting anything. To me, that's what bothers me the most, if we're being honest. But them throwing this in as a driver benefit fee, let's see how they spin this one. It says, in reality, the money goes straight to a corporate slush fund used to lobby against driver unions. We have a specific internal cost center for policy defense, and that fee feeds directly into it. You are literally paying for the high-end lawyers that are fighting to keep your delivery guy homeless.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Shit is crazy. It says, and regarding the tips, we are essentially doing tip theft 2.0. We don't steal them legally anymore because we got sued for that. Instead, we use predictive modeling to dynamically lower the base pay. If the algo predicts that you are a high tipper and you'll likely drop $10, it offers the driver a measly $2 base pay. If you tip 0, it offers them $8 base pay to get the food moved. The result is that your generosity isn't rewarding the driver, it's subsidizing us. You're paying their wage so we don't have to. And he goes on to say, I'm drunk and I'm angry. Ask me anything before this gets taken down.
Oh my God.
Now, brother, I ain't gonna lie, man, for somebody who's drunk and angry, this was very well written, my guy. So, salute to you for being able to write this shit while you drunk and angry, because those two things right there, I write angrily, bro. That's when I'm angry, I write angry. Like, that's just how I do. But this kind of shit could drive you nuts, right? You see something like this and all you could think of is these people really don't care about consumers, you know? And although this is all speculation, we don't know if this is actually an actual developer or whether this is real or not. But just seeing how this is written and understanding the way these delivery apps work, I mean, we already feel like these drivers don't get what they're supposed to be getting. We see these drivers. Listen, man, I got a cousin who did DoorDash. I got a cousin who's done these delivery apps for different companies. And when I see the pay that he takes home after grinding the entire day, this shit cannot sustain you. Like today, this alone isn't gonna get you through. And if it does, you gotta work super hard to get there just to make a living. You know what I mean? So this is one of those things that's tough to see. The desperation algo is like, that shit is wild. Like the algo deciding who's desperate and who's not and how to allocate those different jobs to them is just insane. Now, what I do want to show y'all is it seems like somebody who represents DoorDash, I don't know what their title is with DoorDash. Okay, so it says CEO and co-founder at DoorDash. Tony Zhu, this went around to the point where he had to actually respond to this. So he says, holy fucking shit is right. This is not DoorDash, and I would fire anyone who promoted or tolerated this kind of culture described in this Reddit post. There's so much wrong with this post. Dashers are not human assets. Having a metric like desperation score is an abomination, which, listen, is an abomination. Desperation score is crazy. But then again, we all know these companies, their main motive is to drive profit. The question is how low will you stoop? How low will you stoop to drive that profit? You know what I mean? So that's all it is. The morality is what comes in between that, if it's even there. It says, we've never had a driver benefit fee. Why would you charge for faster delivery but not make it faster? Listen, brother, that's a question that you asking, which is a great question, but it's not to say that this wouldn't be true. To answer that question, the reason why said company would do that is because if you make the faster delivery, the regular delivery, the standard delivery, and you make the standard delivery the super slow delivery, that would be a reason why you would charge for faster delivery but not make it faster. So I could see that being a thing. So he says, we're not perfect by any stretch. And you could figure out what that means. I don't know if that's you letting us know some shit. Tell us more, man. We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we work every day to make our platform better for everyone who comes to it. What's described here is appalling, and if true, whoever is operating in this manner should be ashamed. Now, this is DoorDash responding. I haven't seen other companies respond. Well, first, let's look at the comments. It says, this is a solvable problem. Make the algo open and public. Ball is in your court. It said it's AI generated, by the way. They put it through AI detection. It says 100% AI. This is my thing, man. I already said whether or not this is real, this is not far-fetched. That's the whole point. And this is something that we could see being done. I think the bigger issue in here is that the drivers don't get enough for what they do. You talk about ordering some McDonald's, right? You order McDonald's and your damn McDonald's, you could get one meal. That one meal that usually would cost you $8 would turn into $20 super quick. If you want the driver to get compensated correctly, it's gonna cost you like $20. And I get it, man. In 2025, convenience is the fee, right? The fee is all about convenience because you don't want to get your ass up and go to fucking McDonald's. That's what it is, man. It's all about the convenience. And I get that because you could literally get your ass up and go to McDonald's, like if you don't want to pay it. And I think that's what a lot of people do. But at the end of the day, there are people that are full-time workers of these companies that aren't getting their just pay. And that's the issue behind it. So it's crazy to look at and read because to me, I don't put shit like this past companies, man. I just don't. I talked about it the other day about how, people worry about the red and the blue, who's on what side, who's on this side, this and that. All while these companies, they lobby to fight against regulation so that they can decide how to charge you for certain things, how to upcharge certain things. We specifically gave the example of the aviation industry, right? These airlines can wait until a holiday where they know so many families are trying to get home. They can make your one-way flight like $1,000 just because they know that people are trying to come home the day after New Year's or 2 days after New Year's. So they close those 2 days off and make them super expensive. These are the regulations that they fight. They fight so that they can be the ones who decide when and how they can charge you. Same thing with insurance companies. They decide what makes your rates go up. So I don't put shit like this past any companies, bro. And that's just me being honest. It says, hey, Tony, that's great to hear. Can you also confirm that my higher tip doesn't just offset an otherwise higher amount paid to dashers for the order? The game theory of this is other high tippers like me would just stop tipping high. You see how that's a problem, right? Did he respond to this? I'm imagining he didn't because I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people gonna have a lot of questions and I don't think he's gonna respond to this. So yeah, no. So, and it's the point I was making before. Now I just feel bad and I will get off my ass and pick it up myself. Needed a reason. Let's see what people had to say about this AI thing. It says I wouldn't be so sure. And if it were an employee, I'd take this through an AI just to remove anything that could be cross-referenced out of precaution. That's true. Could have wrote this in his drunk way and it said, hey, AI, fix this for me. So who knows? That could be what it was. And it says, you don't even need the detector. Burn a laptop in the library while drunk. The fuck? Yeah, I ain't gonna. The burner laptop in the library. I mean, listen, when people are drunk, they do crazy things. Who knows? And drunk could have been, over exaggeration. Maybe he was tipsy. Maybe he had a few drinks. This person says, I viewed them on emails I wrote myself and it said that it was AI generated. I guess I talk like a robot. That tweet might be AI generated. I'm not gonna say unreliable. Even 100% human writing after AI proofread would trigger a false positive. Even if it were, these AI testing sites are very poor to begin with. So who knows what to believe, man? At this point, I just say there's people in here saying that you can literally disprove this. Didn't you literally steal tips for years? Why would anyone trust you after all that? Easy and simple for any food delivery organization to disapprove. Publish verifiable data. Share non-proprietary algo sections relating specifically to priority, surface, actual, JSON tags, etc. But that would hurt biz. This is about Uber Eats because original poster replied on Reddit about rideshare. So it seems like DoorDash is the only one who responded to this. It says, so we should be tipping drivers with cash if we use delivery apps then because this is egregious. But I ain't gonna lie. So this is crazy, man. This is just something that's super wild. I don't utilize these apps like that. I have used it on a couple occasions, but I always make sure that I tip correctly. But I always have this feeling that whatever I'm tipping is not really helping the driver. Some people tip $2, some people tip $5, and it's like, are these people really, really at the end of the day getting their just due? Are they really getting what they deserve for these deliveries? It's just crazy to me, man. But this is interesting to see. We shall see if more develops from this, if more CEOs of companies decide to respond. But so far, it's just DoorDash who came out and said this isn't true. But these are wild allegations and it looks crazy. And even if this isn't 100% real, let's say somebody just posted this for whatever. These are things that we can't put past these companies. And that's just my way of thinking. I can't put it past them. And it's not to say that they're actually doing it. I just can't put it past them because for years, man, I've been seeing drivers just get the short end of the stick while these companies, they completely make massive profit, you know? And I don't know. It is what it is, man. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. What do y'all think about it? Let me know in the comment section, man. As always, y'all already know it's your boy Goods. Big Zo TV. Let's go. We out of here. Yeah. Dun-dun, 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 dun. Wait, that's James Bond, ain't it? What the fuck? That ain't no mystery shit. All right, man.
It's fun to do bad things.
Take off the short nail, take off the dope, take off the broken bag.